This is the brand new drama series from Stan. It starts this week. It's called Exposure. And it is, yeah. I'll read you the guff. Let's go there first. The series follows photographer Jax Gould, played by Alice Englert, who returns to her hometown of Port Kembla on the south coast of New South Wales after the death of her friend to discover the hidden secrets of their relationship and the truth behind the tragedy. Believing the corrosive actions of a man pushed her friend over the edge, Jax throws herself out as bait, beginning an investigation that becomes an obsessive, impulsive pursuit. Channeling her actions through sex and the darkroom, Jax's search for answers become a turbulent, unruly quest into the depths of processing present-day grief while reckoning with the past. The PR guffs and Jedis at Stan go on to say, Exposure is an incredibly special series as it brutally depicts the female experience with such startling authenticity. Exposure is inspired by the creator's own lived experience and is the only TV series to premiere at the Sydney Film Festival this year, which in itself is no small feat, let me tell you. I don't know if you saw the Carey Mulligan film, gosh, I think it was 12 months ago, called Promising Young Woman, which was about a woman who put herself out as bait to capture men who would take advantage of drunk women and expose them. It's got elements of that, and in and of itself, as a piece of fictional storytelling, it's brutal and hard and was everything that I could not relate to because, look, I'm a 50-year-old man and this is the tale of 20-something women. So I'm happy to be educated about what goes on and what their experience is. And I'm going to say up front, even though I am not anywhere near close to someone that is involved in or has been involved in anything like this, if this is the female experience to all women, I'm sorry, because this is fucked up. Absolutely brutal. Jax, the central character, is going through some disturbing processing of her grief and does it in ways that I can't understand and can't relate to. Maybe you can. It's heavy going, and across the 6 episodes, we will see and experience with Jax and around Jax some very, very full on stuff around particularly violence against women, violence against men, around people taking advantage of other people, around grief being processed in a way that is at times unhealthy and at times downright destructive. There has to be a huge caution, and I know, to Stan's credit, they're running cautions at the top of each episode. Not so much as content warnings, but just that it talks about there are disturbing issues discussed, portrayed, like shown in each episode. And if you are someone that wants to talk about that, there are absolutely places like Lifeline that you could and should talk to, and possibly even not watch this series because of them, because they are very distressing. The thing that I come away with as a 50-something bloke, right, privileged in all of my opportunity and position, through no means of other than just being a white guy in Australia, there is so much pain that Jax feels in her friend's death, and so much grief that she cannot reconcile, that we see played out in this. And I am, again, trying to stay away from spoilers, but just acknowledging it is laden with pain and laden with hurt. It left me feeling really uncomfortable. And that's probably a good thing, given, again, the nature of the content. I'm not supposed to come on and go, cheers. Not for the subject matter, but more for how it was portrayed. And that's where I just get, I can't relate to that. And if that is people's lived reality, holy shit. I'm sorry. That's horrible. Therapy as TV is not healthy for anyone. And it did actually make me wonder a little bit, and I'm sure that the person who created this show has spent clearly to come up with the show, spent some time working with people, helping them process that this was a similar to their lived experience. Fuck me. Like that's my heart goes out to them in that regard. This series is pretty incredible, and by incredible I mean devastating. It is just it's tough going, friends. It's not important in the way that some shows, you know, talk to us about the human condition and reveal things in ways that are a little bit more gentle or even challenging because of the fact that they show them to us in that's not our experience but surprise. This is just like two fists deep. It is hard going. It is difficult, horrible, not because it's bad, but horrible because of the subject matter, and extremely challenging television. You will need to decide upfront if you can watch it. And I would love to hear, um, independent of my thoughts and reviews, if you do go and watch it, what did you think? Tell me later because it doesn't launch until later this week. The cast has a pretty rocking cast, quite frankly. Alice Englert, as I said, Mia Artemis stars as Jax's friend who passes away. That's not a spoiler. That is central to the whole story. Essie Davis is in it, and an absolute ripper. Thomas Weatherall, George Mason, and two of my favourite Australian male actors of the moment, Sean Keenan and Ewan Leslie. They are brilliant in their roles in this, as are our lead, really three women, frankly, in Alice, Mia, and Essie. It's, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say good luck because it's challenging and it should be challenging because it talks about challenging things. Do not come into this thinking, oh, but Molk, it's, we've all seen that or somebody something. No, whatever you think you've seen and look, you might be into some rough stuff and it might be okay for you. I am not. I don't like horror. This is not horror. But I just can't deal with, I found it very difficult to watch some of the depictions and portrayals of what both happens to Jax and what Jax does. Port Kembla looks as intimidating as it should. Sydney looks lovely and looks as intimidating as it should. And some of the scenes that they are involved in some of those places look as scary as they fucking should be, because there is no human way that anyone should be subjected to some of the stuff that goes on. And yet here we are, friends. That's Exposure. 6 episodes. It starts this Thursday, the 20th of June, on Stan.